Well, good morning. Welcome back to the tavern and the Oasis. It's Saturday, March 20th, 2021, and we're one day away from the official spring day. Got a fair bit of work done yesterday. I think I recorded some of it, not all of it. Got a whole chunk of load ahead of me today. I gotta cut across the driveway. We'll show you that. As you can, well, you may or may not be able to tell, it's pretty dark out still. It's early still. One of the reasons why I hate daylight savings time, because coming into when daylight savings time kicks up, 6 o'clock, daylight is up, you're ready, rock and roll, they kick that hour away from you, and all of a sudden it's dark at 7 a.m. again. I really hate that. That's why I enjoy summer so much, because it gets light so much earlier in the day. At any rate, I gotta cut the driveway. Got the chop saw. I'm gonna cut through the blacktop and get that done. I got a lot of planting to do. I've got myself some cool things to plant. I'm gonna be planting some horseradish, some red asparagus or purple asparagus tips. Some more onions, more garlic, spring onions, spring garlic bulbs, along with all the starts I've done. I've got a few transplants I got to do. Got lots of good stuff to get going. I got to get my tomato plants, my tomato seeds started. Got to get all my tomato seeds started this weekend and get them up and going. I mean, I've got a whole bunch of tomatoes growing now, but they're not all the ones I want to be growing. A lot of these are going to be up for sale, so anyone looking for tomato plants, starts, give me a ring. If you live in the Lake Cowichan, Victoria area, I'll be happy to get them delivered to you. I transplanted a few things yesterday, reorganized the greenhouse some. It seems the greenhouse is on constant reorganization as I'm moving stuff around, figuring out how much space I need. I'm going to need a lot more space than I've got here. You think you design it the way it's supposed to be until you actually start laying out all the little bitty pots that you need. I mean, it's one thing to have starter trays, but once they get beyond the starter trays, you got to put them into a larger pot. Unfortunately, I don't have a super huge greenhouse where I can start them all in starter pots, where they have it more temperature controlled than this. I mean, the temperature control in this greenhouse has been okay since about December when I got the heater. It's still getting a little chilly. Some things not growing as good as they should. Other things growing great. The cooler weather crops have been growing fantastic. The really hot weather crops they're hanging in there. And I know over the next several weeks, as we get more and more clear sunshine, the hot weather crops are going to do wonderful in here. And of course the peppers. I'm looking so forward to the peppers. I don't think I mentioned it, folks. I have Carolina Reapers, habaneros, Scotch bonnets, all these really awesome seeds. So by the end of this next season, you will be able to obtain from the Rogues Tavern some amazing hot pepper seeds and maybe even some hot pepper pods. Along with, I'm going to experiment this year. Because I've got a Carolina Reaper, I'm going to breed the Carolina Reaper with some other pepper. I have yet to figure out what I'm going to breed it with, but I'm going to breed it and see what I get. Who knows, we could end up creating a brand new pepper. Take a couple, 3 years, but that's my long-term project. Eventually, I'm going to be doing lots of pepper stuff. In fact, yesterday I was contemplating a second greenhouse, figuring out exactly where I could put a second greenhouse on the property here. And I think I found a spot. I know it's kind of tough to figure out a spot for a second greenhouse, but I'm going to stick a second greenhouse on here, and it's going to be purely for peppers. And I'm going to get it situated in such a way that it will be more heated, and I can get peppers year-round. I'll put lights in it, everything. That's a 2 or 3 year project. But it is a project that I plan to do, is to have another greenhouse and one that's got all the accoutrements so I can grow peppers. I've always liked growing peppers. I've had minimal success over the years, but I've never actually been situated where I had something permanent such as this to be able to focus on it year after year and give it the focus it needs. At any rate, there's lots of really cool stuff coming from the tavern. It's too dark out right now to give you a tour through what I've done yesterday. And so as soon as it gets daylight, I will give it a tour. And we'll talk about that. And then I got to get started on the other stuff in the Oasis. At any rate, thanks a lot, folks, for tuning in, those of you who watch these videos. And don't forget, please, subscribe to the channel. Share it out with others if you're getting any information out of here that's useful. And, you know, like, subscribe, and share. That's basically all I can say. If you're looking for seeds and other things, go to theroguestavern.com/store and go get the products I have for sale there. Lots of seeds, spice mixes. You know, some of my spice mixes this next year, after all the spices I'm growing right now start to mature. Over the next year, those spice mixes will be 100% organic. Right now, they're kind of a mix and blend. But pretty soon, they'll be nothing but the spices I grow here. All right, that's all I've got for y'all. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Oh, where have you been, Billy boy, Billy boy? Oh, where have you been, charming Billy? I've been to see go out. She's the joy of my life. She's a young thing but cannot leave her mother. Did she bid you to come in, Billy boy, Billy boy? Did she bid you to come in, charming Billy? Yes, she bade me to come in. There's a dimple on her chin. She's a young thing and she cannot leave her mother. Did she set for you a chair, Billy boy, Billy boy? Did she set for you a chair, charming Billy? Yes, she set for me a chair. She had ringlets in her hair. She's a young thing and she cannot leave her mother. Can she make a cherry pie, Billy boy, Billy boy? Can she make a cherry pie, charming Billy? She can make a cherry pie quick as a cat can wink her eye. She's a young thing and she cannot leave her mother. How old is she, Billy boy, Billy boy? How old is she, charming Billy? 3 times 6, 4 times 7, 28 and 11. She's a young thing but cannot leave her mother. She's a young thing that cannot leave her mother.
I can make it on my own. No more pain and misery. I'm not dwelling on the past or how our love used to be. I know I'm getting better now. I'm healing now that I am free. All that I can say for sure, you're just a passing memory. You're just a passing memory. Just another yesterday. Though each hurt you put me through is firmly etched upon my face. You barely cross my mind these days. You're just a faded dream to me. There will be no turning back. You're just a passing memory. I may find somebody new, someone who loves only me. But as far as I'm concerned, you're just a passing memory. You're just a passing memory. Just another yesterday. Though each hurt you put me through is firmly etched upon my face.
Good morning. Welcome back to the tavern and the Oasis. It's March 21st, 2020, which is what I thought was going to be the first day of spring, but turns out I wasn't paying close enough attention to the calendar. Yesterday was the first day of spring. So spring is sprung. It is spring in the Oasis. And lots of signs of that here in the greenhouse. We got strawberries that are in bloom. The camellia was in bloom. I took it out of here yesterday to make space for all the other plants. I've got lots of starts all over the place in here. We'll give a quick tour of the greenhouse, and then we'll give a quick tour. We actually got some stuff accomplished in the Oasis yesterday. Got a new potato box built, another new bed built. A little bit of cleanup done, not a lot, but it is what it is. It takes some time to get everything put back in order after a winter mess and disorganization and just moving things around in general. So at any rate, gotta remember, if you're getting any value out of these, please give some value back. I'd greatly appreciate it. Part of that value can be subscribing and sharing these videos to others you think might get value. That could be of use. So that's one of the things that I don't do this for the money. I'm never going to monetize this channel. Google may monetize it. If you see ads running, they're not mine. It's Google running ads on them so that they can make money, because their hoops to get monetized now are too insane. Just not worth the effort. So at any rate, let's give a quick tour of the greenhouse, and then let's give a quick tour of the Oasis. So let's go, grab the camera and run. Off we go. Alright, first off, in the greenhouse, I've got some grandfather sage down here, also known as white sage. That really good sage bundles you get. So next year I will have sage bundles, because I've got lots of seeds of those going. And yes, I am First Nations. I am entitled to do that. It is not cultural appropriation. Whatever. Alright, I planted out my seeds for all my peppers in here. Those were all planted yesterday. So let's see where we go with that. We've got habaneros, Carolina Reapers, ghost chilies, jalapenos, purple beauty, oranos, Mad Hatter. I can't read the other ones. Yellow Hinkenits. I've got a whole lot, and I've got more peppers I got to get started. Lots and lots of peppers. We have yarrow. That's yarrow there. We have, what the hell the damn thing's called? Marigolds. Tomatoes. These are all the tomato starts I have here. Got more back there. Lots of tomato starts. Lots of marigolds. Lots of different starts. Onion starts. Look at all the onions going. These are all my test stuff here. I've got some catnip. Yes, it's catnip. I've got that funny lettuce growing too, but only one plant that's barely alive. It's a clone from last year. Here we go. Strawberries in bloom. That'll make a good photo. Alright, so all of that. We got oranges on the orange tree. Little itty bitty tiny oranges here in comparison. Finger size. Kiwi. Kiwi's doing fantastic in here. I'll have that kiwi vine wrapped all the way up and through the greenhouse by the end of the summer. It can get up to 6 meters long. That's huge, folks. 6 times 3, 20 feet, up to 20 feet. All right, out to the Oasis here. Let's see what we got. Well, I got the wood pile cleaned up. I got to do something with the worm bin. I got to figure out where I'm going to put it for the summer. So let's see what we got here. First off, got some video of me and my boy building ourselves a scrap wood potato box using different bits of scrap wood from around the yard. We planted our potatoes in there yesterday, so we'll see how that goes. You know, a little bit of cleanup go. There's my PVC for my hoops that I got to build. So put some hoops over my bed. This here is the other bed I built, and I planted horseradish into it. So this bed here is going to be pure horseradish. We're just going to let the horseradish take over that bed. What else did we get done yesterday? Aside from a little bit of cleanup. Asparagus. This is now, half this bed is dedicated to asparagus. Until the asparagus spreads, I planted purple asparagus, green asparagus, and then some asparagus I got from a friend. So I've got those seeds in there too. So we'll see what comes up this year, but we now know that bed is purely dedicated to asparagus. We planted a lot of onions and garlic into the tomato beds, spread them around really well. So when we plant the tomatoes in there, we'll have onion and garlic coming up in amongst the tomatoes. And as spring is sprung, we have some new growth over here on the raspberries. There we go, right there. New growth on the raspberries. So the raspberries are growing. It is springtime, everybody's favorite time of year. It's that time for new hope, new life in the spring. New hope, new life. You know. All right. Let's see what we got. We had dead battery. Okay, where else are we at? Oh yeah, we were hollering and chatting about new life. Okay, I didn't get started on the fire pit, but that's going to be, I'm definitely going to start that next week. Other than that, that's all we got from the Oasis itself. As you can see, it's still a bit of a shit show. You know, lots of clutter, lots of everything. A lot of things got cleaned and organized though. It's kind of nice. Let's go take a look up here at the side yard one last chance before it gets all cleaned and scraped. This is what it looks like now. You know, everything is cleared out of it. Sometime over the next week and a half, we get somebody in here with a backhoe and a front loader and scrape off to 2 or 3 inches off the top, level it out, fill it with gravel. Have a gravel side yard. It'll be much nicer. Got the concrete all dug up. You see the video for that. That's really it. All right. Well, let's get along, little doggies, and get the day started at the Oasis. All right, off we go. I got a few things to do in the greenhouse.